She certainly is a leading contender in any case if she hadn't been the vice chair. But the fact that she has been the vice chair under Ben Bernanke, she's also an eminent economist in her own right. And by all measures, she's actually a very good manager in that she's worked in the Federal Reserve System for over 20 years. So I think all those things put together means that she is like I said, it's not surprising that once Larry Summers, who is the other leading contender, dropped out, that Yellen would be in a good position. But the one thing that I would say is expect more of the same in terms of the policies around tapering, about what the Federal Reserve should do, because she was an architect of the Fed's new forward guidance policy. So her appointment may be radical in the sense that she would become the one of the very few women to head a central bank around the world. But her policies wouldn't be a radical departure from what we've seen so far, I don't think, Sally.
It's interesting, actually, Linda, because various players that I've talked to, that are some based in Washington and some in London, have said that although they'd like Yellen to get the job, they feared someone else might get it, like Tim Geithner, for example, whose arm might be twisted. Do you think Obama's thinking this is a safe pair of hands at a time when things are very uncertain?
I'm sure that played a part in it as well. And also, one of the things to probably think about, and there will be a difference of opinion on this, is how strong in terms of economic credentials the central banker needs to be. So Timothy Geithner, U.S. Treasury Secretary, led the economy through very turbulent times, very trusted advisor to President Obama. But he isn't in the realm of central bankers in terms of what we would consider to be economic knowledge, expertise. And Janet Yellen does actually have that, which is why, you mentioned earlier, eminent economists support her. And because she has done a lot of management in the federal system, she's also unusual in that she seems to be able to manage that side of it as well. So I think ultimately the contest was between her and Larry Summers. Summers very much relied on by President Obama, and given that Summers ruled himself out, I think in many ways this job was hers for the taking. Lots of analysts, of course, really want to know if she really is such a dove, that she's largely unconcerned with inflation, much more concerned about unemployment, because remember, that was a radical change in the Fed's policies that she helped to orchestrate last year. And I think that's probably going to be the market reaction to look for, whether there's a little bit of a rally if markets now think they're going to get low rates and more stimulus for longer.